Hello, everyone. Today is Monday, July 7th, 2025 at 10:37 a.m. in the morning. I not long ago woke up. Um, I try to get as much rest as possible. So thankfully, I got help with hotel last night off the streets, and I'm mad at myself because well, I didn't know. Excuse me, I didn't know, but I didn't know that I got I had turned off my I turned off my phone. Well, not powered off my phone, but I turned off the Wi-Fi or the phone data and just was gonna use no internet for a bit and just try to save my battery and listen to the music, the Christian songs. And it was like 7:54 or 7:55 when I settled down and started listening to the Christian songs. And then I listened and listened and listened all night until um about 10 o'clock when it was time to leave that area. And I did not realize that I got a donation, a payment. Um, I did not realize until you know I'm like, well, wow, it was 8:08 when I got the email notification, but I didn't know that until my phone was I turned off the Wi-Fi and phone data. Excuse me, but if I wouldn't have done that, then and if I would have known, I would have had if I would have known, then to get surprise help, you know I could have been in here 2 hours sooner, 2 hours longer, and I wouldn't have had to and I would not have had to pay for an Uber. Well, the Uber ride was under $8, but I could have taken the the bus, but the bus was gonna you know I would have had to wait like 30 or 40 whatever more minutes. Excuse me, and all my stuff was heavy, and I was just so tired and days of sleep deprived. You know, sorry, I am very stopped up today, like very stopped up and congested. Um, excuse me, I try to blow my nose as much as possible before coming on camera. I'm sorry, y'all, but like I woke up this morning very stopped up. So um, well, now is my free opportunity to try again to talk about what happened Saturday. And this video is probably gonna have to be less than an hour long because then wait, yeah, because then I have to pack up and leave. So yeah, I was agitated and didn't want to deal with being attacked by mosquitoes, termites, flies, and whatever later last night. And dang, it took the Uber ride 14 minutes to come, but the bus was supposed to come like 30 minutes later. But but the it was like a cramped up tiny little excuse me, cramped up tiny little white Mercedes SUV. And and he and I thought, well, if he's supposed to come in a Mercedes, there's less likely a chance of him being a perp. Boy, was I wrong. he damn sure pulled up with obvious one headlight out, you know. And I tried to do a quick video, but I didn't publicize it because, the stalkers or whatever, But he went like above and beyond to be like extra, I'm gonna say fake nice because like you being nice, but you're working for the enemy. And I felt sad for him. I actually felt bad for him. Like, you know, but um but he had a nice new looking Mercedes and excuse me, and he had that one headlight out, but he went above and beyond to help me. But yeah, I was just disappointed with that one headlight thing, you know. And when I got out of the vehicle, um I accidentally hit my head so hard, the top of my head. Well, if I wouldn't have had the haircut, then it, I probably wouldn't have been injured. But I'm not feeling any pain right now. But the SUV, it was so small that I hit my head, the top of my head, um, so hard that I almost could have cried. You know, and I was afraid it was gonna start bleeding, but it didn't. And it seemed like it was in the exact same spot when I bust my head wide open. Um, when I was I 2 years old. I think I was 2 years old, and I bust my head wide open and had to go to the emergency room and had to get 6 stitches. Excuse me. I kind of remember that. I remember. I don't fluidly remember every minute little detail, but I do remember. I think I was 2 years old and bust my head wide open. It was at nighttime. I think it was a Saturday night, and I do remember, the incident that happened, and I remember the, going to the hospital and stuff. Um, but I would like to elaborate and talk more about that story another time when my head got bust wide open. But I still have a tiny hole. I can feel it right now. A tiny hole in the top of the back left top of my head, and I think this hole is where the hole in my top of my head and my scalp is where I bust my head wide open and had to go get stitches. But yeah, so I I forgot what else I was gonna say. But anyway, so yeah, thankfully, I mean, after I got here, I felt hungry last night, but the 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 snacks and I felt hungry again last night. What did what? Oh yeah, I remember what I had for dinner, and I also had the same meal but different price at a different restaurant to have like two small like burger sliders and some fries. But yesterday was a $9.99 deal with two sliders and some fries, and I know I'm gonna be hungry later because it was a small meal. Excuse me. So after I got off the streetcar yesterday evening, there was a young woman that gave me $5 and some of her leftover food, but I don't know if she ate off of it. So I was scared to eat it. It was like a few bites of food, her leftover food left, and but she gave me that and $5. But they had a man try to offer me food Saturday, but I don't know what he had in the bag, but he had two bigger plates of food, and I had my mind set on eating something else. I had the little bit of money, a little bit of money left, and I had my I had my craving set on eating something else. And then when I got to the place, so I turned him down. I felt bad. I probably should have took the food. Maybe, maybe not. But I went and you know, I went to and get I went to try to get the food that I wanted to eat, and I was sad that the little restaurant, well, not a whole restaurant, but the little cafe area, whatever. It was some kind of Chinese food cafe. It was um, it was closed. They said they closed early, so I felt kind of sad, and I'm gonna try to go today to get what I have been craving for. It was this Chinese food, salt and pepper chicken they call it, but it was the best doggone. I mean, I've been trying to stay away from fried food, but it was like the best doggone fried chicken I had in I don't know how long. Excuse me. So I'm hoping if I get it today, I'm hoping it would taste the same today, you know. And it was one of the cheapest of Chinese food that I could find, you know. Um, and it's plentiful. And I don't remember how many wings you get, but it was so doggone good. Or yeah, excuse me. But yeah, the meal I think it costs $11.71 plus tax. And I don't remember how much it costs like with the tax or whatever, but they're the type of place that take off more money when you have a debit card. Even if you split between cash and debit card, they still take out a certain extra fee. But yeah, I'm gonna try to remember as much as possible to tell what happened Saturday. So Saturday, um, early in the morning, it was like not even 4 o'clock yet, and I bent over probably to adjust my shoes or something like that. I don't remember. And they squeezed my organs were squeezing like when I bent down, and then like ow. And then I try to sit back up, and I try to get back up, and then I went to sit down like normal, and then my organs were squeezing even more, with the directed energy weapons, and they had a drone hovering over me, over the boat and over by me, and I did a whole video that was supposed to last longer than an hour, but within one precise hour of me filming and recording the video, um, within 1 hour, this was yesterday morning, not Saturday. This was yesterday morning. Um, yeah, it was yesterday morning, not Saturday, of me filming and recording the video, and at precisely 1 hour and 0 seconds and 0 minutes into me recording the video, it was exactly 4:52 a.m. in the morning, and the train came. And then I paused the video to try to you know, because I didn't want y'all to ride through. I didn't want y'all to just watch the video and me being quiet and just y'all just watch the train pass for a whole 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, because you never know how long the train is going to be. And so then I saw some vandalized death messages on the train, and then I unpaused the video to try to show it. and then when I unpaused it, um, my phone canceled my whole video and said unable to capture video. And I could have fell to my knees and cried and freaked out because I was talking about the organ squeezing and direct energy weapons and my history of when I started to notice the directed energy attacks. And um, I talked about my history of my homeless situations and the different places I moved to and experiencing all that. Now I don't remember every minute detail, but I do remember a lot of the stuff that I said though. Excuse me, but I'm gonna go directly and just jump into telling y'all what happened Saturday. So Saturday earlier in the morning, my day was fine, you know, and um, so I went to I don't remember what time it was. Oh, probably was 5 something Saturday. That I don't remember much perp activity between Friday night and Saturday morning. But I think it was after midnight, early Saturday morning. They had these two Hispanic guys, and they were it was Thursday night or Friday night, um, and they were running in between me. I mean, one of them squeezed through small space to run between me. I was already walking kind of close to a garbage can and didn't realize it. And then he squeezed between me and the garbage can and was running like, and his friend was on the other side. And like they had all that extra space over there on that side. And he squeezed between me and the garbage can and bumped into me on purpose. And I was like a few steps away from the bench, and I had to cuss him from A to Z. But he just continued running off, and like he didn't hear what I said, you know. Excuse me, but yeah, I went to the so I left like maybe about 5:15. I think I left up and went to the excuse me, I went to try to upload. Yeah, cause that was the day I uploaded the videos about my OCD and the bus rides and stuff. And speaking of that, I I meant to tell y'all, excuse me, that I guess good and bad has happened with my so-called change with my OCD. Like I got like Thursday, I felt like very contaminated and dirty about everything I had to touch, with that event and everything. And me having to put my belongings on the ground because they were so heavy. And and then yesterday, and I think Friday. I mean, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, Thursday. No, Friday was the 4th of July, not Thursday. Yeah, it was Friday. I was felt dirty and contaminated. And then Saturday. I think I did tell y'all I wanted to go swimming. I said I wasn't sure if I was gonna follow through with it, with the swimming, because excuse me, I wasn't sure if I was gonna follow through with the swimming because of being so tired and sleep deprived. But well, I did go swimming at a different spot. So um I didn't get to film or record much perp walks. So I went to it took me all day. It took the video all day to upload of me talking about the trauma and the OCD and stuff. Well, ever since after April 12th, um, and more after April 12, 13, 14, 15, somewhere around there. Um, I guess I just let my OCD guard down and just, forced to ride the buses like normal and sit in dirty seats and feel tortured and uncomfortable, and then wait till I get off the bus to start spraying and sanitizing my bags and my stuff and myself and stuff. And sometimes that take um, two whole 32-ounce bottles of freaking rubbing alcohol in 30 minutes. Well, sometimes it might take a bottle and a half. Sometimes it might take two whole bottles, you know, to sanitize and spray like every nook and cranny of my dress and my hoodie and my three bags now instead of two. And the bench that I'm going to sit on or whatever, or the spot or whatever area I'm going to sit on. Excuse me, so I can't even do that as much. But, it makes me, I feel grimy, you know, riding the buses and the seats are so dirty. But I've been venturing out to eat at different restaurants rather than the same routine all day, every day. You know, I've been venturing out to eat at different restaurants and going more places or different places rather than just the library every day. I've been taking the streetcars more, but just sanitize myself after I get off. Um, but in one way, I feel better venturing out and seeing more. But in another way, I just feel so dirty and contaminated. But yeah, so I guess it's good and bad, you know. But I still feel like having panic attacks or silent panic attacks, with my severe OCD and complex PTSD and stuff. But anyway, excuse me. So I went. I'm gonna try to tell the story again since everything got erased yesterday. So yeah, when I told the story yesterday morning, I had no Wi-Fi on and no phone data, and I just recorded, and the stalkers must have been overhearing my video because it was um fake Damnesia was up at 4:55. What emails were sent to me at 4:55 a.m. in the morning my time, and it was kind of, he was saying stuff that I was mentioning in my videos. So I don't even know if he was illegally hacking in and listening in on my video. Excuse me, some kind of way. And then, you know, the train didn't have to pass by, and they had something like that. No, but I think it was around Memorial Day with this phone right here. Like, that was like over a month ago, and I would have a few moments where I'm doing a video, and not the live stream, but like they would do it with the live streams too. But sometimes my video would just turn black. But I guess my phone is having problems because of all the times the fake perp cops, when I would get illegally swatted, and the perp cops would throw my phone on the ground and break and crack my phone, and now it's about time for a new phone. But I'm not ready to get rid of this phone, but it's time for a new one. Um, and I don't have the money for a new phone, but it's time for a new one. But so yeah, so that was the first time ever on this particular phone that my phone, um, where the phone had, I did a video and then it said couldn't capture video, but when I was in Pensacola, I used to have that happen quite a bit with a couple of different phones. But it's been a long time since I had that happen with a phone. But anyway, excuse me. So Saturday morning, I went to listen to a few little songs, and I was trying to upload the videos from my OCD talk and whatever, and the trauma talk and the bus rides or whatever. And then I went to go and eat breakfast, and I tried to use the bathroom, but the bathrooms were locked. And um, then I went to go. Um, well, I rode when I was waiting for the bus. Um, you know, well, I can't tell every minute little detail because of the stalkers, but I was waiting for the bus, and the bus came 3 minutes earlier than scheduled. And the bus passed by, dropped off passengers, and then just left and didn't wait. And then I so I called the transportation to make a complaint. And the first lady was nice, but I think she unintentionally gave me wrong information. The dispatcher, and the phone connection kept messing up, and I had to keep calling back because the phone connection kept messing up. And then the second person I got a hold of was a young girl, and she was fake nice and fake normal. And I try to ask, because the other lady, I was trying to make sure that the bus was coming at 9:30 because it the same um the bus will pass by multiple times but going in different directions. So they had the bus that would pass by that same stop but go one way, and another bus that go to that same stop and then go a different, the opposite direction afterwards. Stupid idiot. But my hand is starting to become numb right when that loud vehicle passed. So so then I was trying to make sure I was on the right, gonna get on the right bus. And so the second person, she just said the next bus is coming at not 1:30. I mean, I'm sorry, that at 9:30. And I said, well, is it the bus that's going in this direction or such and such opposite direction? And she just kept saying, well, it's gonna come at 9:30. It's gonna come at 9:30. I'm like, well, which direction? And she hung up in my face. And then the third dispatcher I called, she was rude from the get go, and she said with an attitude, well, I can't do anything about that, about people hanging up in your face if you don't know their names. And then she was rude, and then hung up in my face. And then I called a fourth time to make a complaint that these workers, the dispatchers or whatever, hanging up in my face when and then the lady took down the complaint and said that she was going to send the supervisors to contact me, within 3 days. So the first person was nice, but they said they were going to take down a complaint about the bus driver that came too early and didn't wait for nobody. Now, if if I could have made the first bus, then all that wouldn't have happened, you know. But I can't tell everything because of the gang stalkers. I wish I could tell y'all more. And then also, I'm pressed for time. It's 11:06 right now. Now it's 11:07. Excuse me. So I have less than an hour before I have to check out here and be back on the streets. So then I saw it was a black female that I knew from my past was someone who looks identical to her. Someone who looks, and I can't say because the stalker, I can't say who I think she was because of the stalkers, but she looks strikingly identical to someone who I knew from my past. And I think my twin sister smear campaigned me to her because if that was the person that knew me, um, you know, it was very cold blooded for her to you know, see me from years ago, and I even saw this person last year, and if this person saw me and was with two other females, and excuse me, they were all eating McDonald's hotcakes meal, and it's like they were sharing the same they were all eating off the same fork and feeding each other, like feeding each other like feeding a baby, like they were eating off the same plate, and you know I was trying to figure out if this person was the same person who I knew from my past, and I'm like, well, if she sees me and knows who I am and even heard me say my name, my full name, while I was on the phone, and it was the other two girls that kept giving me the hate anger look, like I'm forbidden to look, and try to frighten, scare, bully, and intimidate me. And then the person who I thought looked like someone I knew, it's like she didn't even acknowledge me, or like it's like I didn't exist, because she had the same complexion, same lips, same eyeglasses, um, you know, excuse me, the exact same description, mannerisms as this person that I knew from my past, and it's like the person who I thought I knew. It could have been just a almost damn near identical look-alike, but she looks so much, and I had my earbuds. In, she looks so much like that person, but I had my earbuds in, so I mean, no, I was talking on the phone but they didn't really say much or nothing, but they came and sat right by me, um, and yeah, I was bothered all day about whether or not that person was the person who I thought she was, and if the person was mad at me or didn't like me no more, or hated me. And I figure if she's acting that way because my twin sister's lies, So I was bothered with unwanted, intrusive thoughts, just bothered all day by that. And then when I went to the pool, I went to take a like nearly full shower, and then I went to swim for a bit, and I try to do like physically, you know, swim, practicing physical, actual swimming, you know. Excuse me. I tried some actual swimming, and I also try to do a little bit some exercises in the pool or whatever. My own personal little weird movements and exercises. And I was trying to do like you know, some kind of exercise, and the lifeguard got on my case and falsely accused me of trying to pull on and break the pool railings, and she tried to compare me to what the kids do. And like, I saw you pulling on the railing. I'm like, I was not trying to pull on the railings. And she's like, that's how they become loose and this and that, whatever. And she's like, well, you could go over there and do pull-ups on that thing or whatever, the other thing. So, I hate when the lifeguards, I'm 41, almost 42 years old, and they are narcissistically abuse their fake power and yell at me like I'm one of the badass kids or something. It doesn't happen every time I swim, but but it just ruins my day, when they try to tell me something, you know. Um, but then they had these two lifeguards. The female was talking to a guy, and my stuff was sitting out. And of all spots, the guy lifeguard came and sat on my clothes. He sat on my clothes and sat on my belongings when they had all the other empty spaces of benches and stuff to sit at. And he comes sit of all places on my clothes. And I'm like, hey, get off my stuff. That's my stuff. So the lifeguards be gang stalking. And some of them be rude as fuck with attitudes for no reason. Ghetto narcissistic fake perps with attitudes for no reason and ruin your day when you try to have a good day swimming, you know. Excuse me. And so he just got up, and the female was sitting right directly, close distance, directly from him and talking to him. And then my sleep. Oh, and another thing I meant to mention is that they had when I went outside for a little bit and try to, cause it was cold, and I went outside and they had a perp in a dark gray, almost, it was so dark gray it was almost black, older model Chevy Equinox, and he had one headlight and kept circling around and following me repeatedly. I felt uncomfortable and went back inside. Um, and excuse me, and then you know, he so then um they said they let another lady play with the basketball with the pool, but when I asked, they try to make fake excuses and wouldn't let me play with the basketball, you know. And I mean, because they're young and not far off from teenagers, and so they well, I guess they're younger adults, the lifeguards, and figure that they could play childish games and be ignorant, And that same lifeguard that, sat on my belongings and stuff. A short while later, I saw he was sleeping on another bench. He was sleeping, like, oh, he could sleep on the job and sleep at work. But then that would have been considered as none of my business if I would have tried to, tell on him. But I wasn't gonna try to tell on him. But I was just, saying in this video, when he was sleeping. Excuse me. So then, like, I swam. Well, I didn't get there on time. You know, um, but it was like after 10:15 when after I got showered and finally got in the pool and started swimming. And and then after, and I mean, and then I swam till like about 1 o'clock, and I was so tired and sleep deprived. And then I went to take another shower, and they had this lady this female, excuse me, she had on a fake short blonde wig, and I don't think that was her real hair. And as soon as I walked into the bathroom in the locker room, she was using the big stall. And then when I came in, she hurried up and ran to the bathroom stall with the hot water. I mean, to the shower stall with the hot water. And I'm like, this bitch is a perp. Because as soon as I come in, she hurried up and ran. And then she had the loudest doggone freaking foul odor, and it felt like she just contaminated, like the whole damn shower area. And then I was trying to figure out who the hell that was. And I I sanitized and sprayed, the bench inside the shower stall, and try to spray off as much of the shower curtain as I could. It's like she made me feel like I don't feel comfortable with taking a shower in that stall anymore. Cause I don't know if she was homeless or dirty or whatever, but she smelled bad. Like, and then, um, so I was forced to take a shower in a smaller stall with the other shower, and the other shower, the water does not really get hot, and it's not the handicap shower. But I think they do have a handicap bench or whatever. But the other one was like more equipped for handicap or whatever. And then she um got out of the shower and then ran out of the shower with a fake blonde wig, and then she was nowhere to be found by the pool area or nothing. She was gone, you know. So she might have been like a perp planted there. It's like no way was I gonna be stinking because I just took a shower earlier. So she was, smelling awful, and they planted her there to prevent me from getting a hot shower. And then I got, then I left and I was a few steps away because I guess I don't know if I should have walked faster. And I was across the street and was a few steps away from being across the street and just missed the bus. And then a couple of minutes later, the bus came from the opposite direction, and I was on the side of the bus with the opposite direction. And then I asked the bus driver if I can ride the ride the route and ride the other way around since I missed the bus on the other side. And soon as the bus driver got to me, she had a phone call, and she's her fake phone call. She stopped the bus, and she opened the door, and they had the bus driver door that opens to block me from being able to get on the bus, and she had the thing open to, and then wanted me to squeeze through small space, and got an attitude with me, and she was on the phone with somebody. Um, she was on the phone with somebody, and she seemed like one of those masculine sodomite bus driver, masculine sodomite, you know, um, and she was, ignorant, that she stops at every freaking corner store, and like a couple of weeks, it was about a week, or no, it was about a week ago when I rode the bus with her, and she used to go be more than glad to go out of her way and help me and stoop down the lift part of the bus and everything. But since yesterday, I'm sorry, not yesterday, Saturday, she was rude, and so she had a phone conversation about some guy being 11 days in a hole, or getting arrested and being 11 days in a hole and having to deal with getting commissary and this and that, or I guess he was in jail or something. Um, and she took that phone call, and then she didn't put the lift down, and she was more focused on the phone call, and she got an attitude with me. And I asked if I could take the ride. She acted like she didn't want me to take the ride. It was hot, it was freaking sunny or whatever. And then she let me on the bus, and then rode the route, and it was still on the phone no, she sat there and had the phone conversation for a bit, and then got off the phone, and then illegally drove by, and then she stopped at this corner store, and by where the corner store was, she let a couple of other passengers get off the bus with her that were, I guess, fake friends with her, and she let them go to the store with her when they all purchased some food, And then I was had to endure like a whole damn 10 minutes of blaring loud music from like an apartment complex or something across the street. And I was like, having a meltdown because the music was excessively loud and they were fake partying or whatever was going on. This was Saturday, the day after 4th of July. And then I was like, come on, hurry, hurry, come on, whatever. I was freaking out, like, um, you know, and then, so I don't know if she heard me, yelling, say, hurry, come on, stop, whatever. And it took a long time. And then she allowed passengers to get on the bus and eat chips and eat food on the bus. But if I would have sanitized and sprayed the seats, oh, I would get threats. Oh, we're gonna bang you permanently from riding the bus. But oh, they let their friends eat on the bus. The fake friends, passengers that they fake friends with eat on the bus. So then the bus driver was talking and laughing with her fake friends or whatever. But then when I got off the bus and said thank you, and she had her face twisted up mad. And I don't even know if she was the bus driver that got, you know, snitched on. And I wasn't trying to snitch, but, that got told on, you know. And then I don't know if she was that, I don't know who that bus driver was in the morning, you know. But how would she know it was me, you know? And so, you know, other passengers have made complaints about her about a week or two ago about how she stopped at a convenience store to go pick up food, and then they had a guy that was protesting personally, not political protest, but he was upset because I'm like, man, she gonna make me late for work and this and whatever, you know. And I think he got on her case directly and told her something, but I forgot what the situation was, you know. And other people were getting frustrated and mad, you know, saying, oh, she gonna make us late for work. Why is she doing this or whatever, you know. Um, so I guess she does this all the time. Stop at random corner stores to go get something to eat. And I don't even know. I don't even think she'd be going there to use the bathroom. She just go buy something to eat, you know. But speaking of that, years ago, um, well, I guess my video probably will be over an hour long or about an hour. Um, it's 11:25 right now, but I won't be able to upload this until later. This video I won't be able to upload till later. So I guess I got like maybe 20 more minutes to chat. And I guess I'll start packing up at 11:45. I just gotta throw on my change clothes, and if I have enough spare time, maybe I should do, you know. Excuse me. I took a shower last night. I need to brush my teeth. Excuse me. So, but yeah. So I got to where I was going, and I was disappointed. I couldn't. The place was closed where I wanted the chicken wings. Saturday, and so then what? I ended up getting like a chicken salad sandwich from a little store. Chicken salad sandwich, some Nutter Butter cookies, and a bottled water, and some chips. I think the guy was trying to say that you get a free bottled water with a sandwich or something like that. I don't remember what he was trying to say, but or a free drink with a sandwich. Yeah, something like that. But I already had like sweet, so I was trying to have some pure water to drink because, like, Friday for 4th of July, after 4 o'clock, that was the last time I had had something to drink. And then I tried to, like, I was thirsty as hell. Even though I had a little bit of money, but I was thirsty as hell and didn't want to get up from the spot that I was at. And they had these people drinking water in front of me, and I offered to pay them and asked them if they so happen to have an extra bottle of water that I could pay for that I could buy. And they were rude to me and treated me mean and treated me the same with the same attitude, like as if I, if as if I was panhandling and asking for help, But like I had the little money, a little bit of cash, and was gonna offer them, you know, however much, $2 or something for some water. I was out there thirsty and couldn't wait to have some pure water to drink. And they had some drink called Prime X that I was eager and anxious to try. They were giving them away at that 4th of July event. And excuse me, and then come to find out I was disappointed because the Prime X drink tasted like Pedialyte, but they try to pass off as being like another Gatorade or whatever, but it was nasty. I was disappointed, I even tried to drink it cold. It was still nasty. And the ice melted so quick. But yeah, they market it like Gatorade, like a new age Gatorade, but it tastes like Pedialyte. But yeah. But anyway, um, so I didn't get a chance to go into more detail about telling what happened Friday on 4th of July. But I don't know. I can't. I'm pressed for time right now. Um, but I didn't have breakfast this morning. I woke up at 10 something. I think it was after midnight that I got out of the shower, and I was trying to get as much rest as possible, as much sleep as possible. Um, I'm not totally fully well rested. Um, but I don't think I'm gonna go to the library today. Um, yeah, but Saturday afternoon they had a female that was perping with an Aaliyah T-shirt, and then um, she was perping with an Aaliyah T-shirt, and then her fake friend was perping with the red, and I couldn't get any picture or video. They always catch me off guard. It's very rare that I can get like a video or a picture of someone that's perping with an Aaliyah T-shirt. They always catch me off guard. You know, but yeah. So I have enough funds for at least lunch. I didn't have dinner. I'm sorry. I was trying to say I didn't have breakfast this morning. I didn't have breakfast this morning. Was that what I was trying to say? I was trying to say I didn't have breakfast this morning. But I might do my meals reverse, like have like lunch and then maybe have um breakfast food for dinner. I don't know. Uh, yeah. So, well, if I'm not going to the library today, I don't know, I may or may not um get to be working on any writing. Excuse me, they're giving me hiccups. But when it comes to my writing, I guess I can take an off day whenever I want to. But I guess the more that I write, the more I can progress. You know, I try to not burn myself out. You know, but I feel burned out just simply dealing with this homeless life and the targeting. You know, um, yeah. So I could have cried when I saw the prices for La Quinta and Wyndham hotels costing like $50 plus tax, $57 last night. And because I'm wrongfully permanently banned from all Wyndham hotels, I couldn't even get a hotel for that price. But I don't know if they would have required a deposit, you know. But last night, this room costed more than usual. But the prices are probably going to go back down tonight. I probably would, you know. Um, so if if this room would have been like the normal 70 or 80 something dollars, I probably could have had enough funds that left over that I probably could have had like the extra funds to pay for a late checkout. But I have to check out at noon and go back on the streets. And I don't know if I could get help with more hotel nights or if I have to deal with being harassed and terrorized on the streets or something weird happening, you know, something weird happening. Um, yeah. So it's about time. Well, almost about time. Got 11 more minutes. Um, yeah. Um, so yeah, I should have. Wow, there go the loud idiots. So I have enough for lunch, and I should have enough for dinner. I think I will have enough for dinner. You know. And yeah, so it wasn't yesterday, but it was Saturday morning, I think. Or was it yesterday morning? With fake damnesia. It was yesterday or Saturday. Fake damnesia. Illegally harassed, sending me multiple fake harassing emails. He was harassing me through email Saturday also. Um, and talking just all kinds of crazy nonsense on purpose, you know. And I tried my best to not read it, but it was more fake satanic sellout offers and demands. And I screenshot but tried not to read it. And then just blocked the emails, you know, in case he did have threats, you know, because he always threatens. But don't y'all know that when I was illegally swatted on January 9th of this year, fake Damnesia told me, and I think I have the screenshots of that too, that he said, if you don't sell your soul right now, you're going to go to jail tonight. And then he illegally swatted me and lied on me and said that I broke into the library building and I got wrongfully arrested and thrown in jail. And still have to fight fake criminal charges. And have to go back to court. 2 different court dates for both arrests. Like August 11th and the 13th. I have to go to 2 different court dates. And the fake officer that tried to wrongfully throw me in jail talking about failure to identify, um, they said it has to be another actual crime that you were actually committed. And like you had to have been found guilty. I mean, you know, there had to have been evidence of the crime. and the officers were kind of lazy and didn't even try to, they tried to make it like they looked around the whole building and still saw that I did not try to break into the building, and still saying we're going to take you to jail anyway for failure to identify. But I was not guilty of trying to break into anything. And it was raining, and I showed evidence of it raining. And well, they kept sabotaging the live streams, but yeah, why people should they have said why don't the courts pull up the cameras to see the entire time of me standing at the library, and see that there's evidence that I did not make any attempts at trying to break in. So they do all kinds of just crazy dumb shit, you know, that's nonsensical. But I'm gonna get off here now. It's 11:38. I love y'all. I'm gonna see y'all